Yes, YouTube. Wagwan. In this video, I want to talk about dating apps and dating overseas, dating whilst you're on SEMA retention. I want to talk about my experience being outside of the West for over 3 years now and what I've experienced. And first of all, what I want to say is when you're on dating apps, effectively you're selling yourself. So I don't want to hear no man talking about girls that sell themselves, paying for box, passport, bros, this that. When by the very definition, the moment you put yourself on a dating app, guys, effectively you're selling yourself. You're marketing yourself. You've put pictures of yourself on there, and then you've then wrote a biography. You've then wrote 6'2", looking for this, or 6'2", cool, whatever you've written. So it's crazy. It does lower your value. Dating apps lowers your value as a man, because if as a successful man who's really getting women, who's really like that for real, what's he gonna be up on a dating app for? Like, it doesn't make much sense, and that's one of the reasons that I don't recommend using dating apps in your hometown. Like, if you're in America, why would you? If you're in, like, let's just say you're in the state of New Jersey. If you're in New Jersey, why are you gonna be up on Tinder? Why don't you just go out, be a man, and walk up to a girl on the supermarket in the supermarket? Just go about your life, and you find an attractive approach her. That's what I recommend. I only recommend dating apps for a dude if he's out of his homeland. If he's out of his homeland, that doesn't. In fact, I would go so far as to say if you cannot speak the language is the only time you should go there. Because if you're in New Jersey and you go to Connecticut, what do you need to be on a dating app for? Like, they can speak English, and it's going to work to your advantage. And especially for the guys on SEMA retention, your energy is going to be higher. Even if you're not on SEMA retention, if you have a high energy, your energy is going to be higher. Guys, your energy can't be felt through a screen. Your energy can't be conveyed in any picture or video you think of. Your best chances of success are going to be in person. Especially when these dating apps, girls are always trying to poke at insecurities. 6 foot and over, this, that, this. Guys, you are damaging your chances of being on these things. In spite of that, of course, I have used dating apps. I've never ever really used dating apps in my hometown. I've only ever used it overseas, and the way I use it, so I would post my best pictures or whatever. And when I first went overseas, I think my first trip overseas was to the US. I was living in Atlanta. I have a lot of family in the US. That was my first trip, and in my bio I put, "Hey, in town for a short while," that kind of thing. But I don't do that, guys, and I don't recommend doing that. Even if you're a foreigner, you don't need to. Basically, don't go out your way to announce that you're a foreigner, because people are lurking, people are privy. The girls on Tinder are regulars. Oh, for fuck's sake, they don't want me to record this message, guys. Hold on. Okay, it's still good. The girls on Tinder are regulars. They are on it constantly, searching out for foreigners and travelers in the hopes of this, because that's what girls are looking for in these apps, guys. I would say 80-90% of them. They're just looking for somebody who's going to pay. Like, guys, it's a hookup. It's a hookup app. At the end of the day, they're looking for a man that's going to satisfy their desires, that's going to take them out, that's potentially going to buy them the latest iPhone. That's what they're looking for, and that's why I don't recommend saying, "Hey, I'm from here, only in town for 2 weeks." You can do that if you want, but it's just lame. Your value's already lowered by appearing on the app. Now, well, let me not say now. So when I've used Tinder in the past, or any of these dating apps, guys, Tinder, I just mean Bumble, Hinge, whatever they are. It's all the same thing to me, dating apps. So I would just post pictures and I wouldn't even put a bio. Like, I kid you not, I wouldn't even put a bio. These bitches don't care if you put a bio. They don't care if you're 6'2". They don't care what you have to say. And even when I was swiping, I would never really care what they have written. It's all physical. It's all superficial. It's all fake. It's just on image. So I would never even put a bio. Because the moment pictures, you're selling yourself, but the moment you start writing about yourself and about how cool you apparently are, you're so cool that you had to hop on a date and potentially pay for it, and that, guys. So, yeah, and I don't recommend using dating apps. I just don't recommend it, guys. I've used it. I've met up with certain ladies and stuff like that. I've never really spent any money. I always recommend that you should always keep your investment super low. You shouldn't even invest in anything in a woman you've never met before. and that's why I don't recommend dating apps. Because if you meet her in real life, you know whether you want to spend on her or not. But if you meet her in a dating app, you haven't really felt her energy. You don't actually know if you like her or not. So I would always recommend a phone call or a FaceTime or some kind of video call before you even meet up in person. Because guys, I've been catfished before. Um, you don't want that. You don't want to link up with someone and they're a completely different person or they just completely look different. It's not the one. So yeah, I recommend not using dating apps if you can speak the language. And it's like, yeah, I've been like, I'm just gonna share some dating experiences that I had. So a lot of the time, I've used these apps and I don't have to announce that I'm a foreigner. People could just tell from my pictures and the location of some of my pictures that this man doesn't look like he's from around here. Some of them might think, but it's like I don't go out my way to say it. I don't like, yeah. So, so just from my pictures, they can tell. Um, but yeah, I just remember one of the dates I went on a date, and then I wanted to smash. Of course, I wanted to smash, and then I went on this date, buying drinks in a bar, buying drinks, spending all this money. And one of the red flags was when our first cocktails finished, this girl had ordered the next set as if she was paying for it, and to me, it was like, what? I was already tipsy at that point, but I was like, yeah, that was a red flag. Came back to the crib. She was causing a ruckus. She was noisy. We were drinking some more. She was noisy. She broke my weed pipe. She stained my Versace trousers. Like, guys, it was just messy girls. And this girl was so spoiled. When we were on the bike going to the venue, she was scrolling on Tinder on her phone, and I just saw all these messages, and I'm like, this girl's ego is through the roof. And that's why I don't recommend fucking with a girl who's on these dating apps, because their ego is going to be through the roof. And on top of that, they have Instagram, all the guys in their Instagram DMs. On top of that, they have this app and that. So it was just a super bad experience with that girl. And then at the end, I didn't even smash. She was on her reds, like dead ass. I felt the pads type shit. And it was just like, yeah, that was just a waste of time. That was me, like, in an attempt. Effectively, I kind of understand why some guys just, I get it, especially some of the places I've been, they just cut the bullshit and just be like, yo, this is how much I'm paying straight up. Like, them niggas will pay for it. I don't necessarily have a bad, I believe it lowers your value, because I don't pay for sex, personally. I don't pay for sex. Well, I mean, we all pay for sex in some way, but I don't pay for it as like, here you go, here's the money, okay, now, yeah, because you feel nothing. I don't pay for it like that. So we all pay for sex, guys. I have to understand that. All men pay for sex in some kind of way. So if I had smashed at the end of the night, me paying for the sex would have been the transport that I paid, the time that I invested, the money on the drinks, like that was all like, so yeah, so that was like, that was one day, and it was just like, yeah man, just left, and I was just like, I don't even want to see this girl again. Another time I went on a date with a girl, so I don't recommend going on dates for the first time with somebody you haven't met. The only time I would take a girl on a date is if I like her already, and she's like, let's say my girlfriend, and I want to treat her. It has to be my decision. When I was in Trinidad, my Trinidad, should I call her? My Trinidad babe was like, oh, when are you gonna take me out? Take me out, take me out. It was just putting me off. I was just feeling forced to like take her out. What if I don't want to take you out? Like, so like, yeah, I flaked on that bit. I wasn't really trying to take her out like that. It didn't really make sense. Like, it has to be my thing. So like, I took a girl out here. So when I got to this country, I met a girl at the supermarket, got a number. We were dating too, and she was just coming through. Like, when a girl likes you, she doesn't want to go to all these places. She's okay in just your company. Just your company. And then one day I was like, hey, it's Friday, let's go out and get some drinks, type shit, when I was drinking. So yeah, it has to be my choice, my decision. So there was a girl I'd already smashed. I took her to the, and she was like, oh, and I didn't know the city at the time. This was months back. This was near the start of 2023. And then I didn't know the place. I didn't know the city that well, so I didn't really know where's good, what's not. It's one of the downfalls of being a tour. I don't want to say tourist, being a foreigner in a land. So yeah, we went to the place now, and I'm looking at the prices like, whoa, like, yo, I took out a certain amount. I always take out a certain amount. And I was like, yo, this shit's expensive. I was looking at the menu. It was one of those high. She took me to the most expensive place in the town or whatever. And I was like, God damn. She was trying to finesse, man. So I open up the menu now, and then I'm looking. I was like, whoa, like all of this stuff is outside. Yeah, I'm not trying to pay this amount. Because guys, the way I see it is like, I'm not spending $50, 50 US when I'm outside of the West. Like, no, on a drink. So I was like, okay. I was looking at the prices, and I was texting her. I was like, oh. Then I asked her, what do you want to drink? She said, anything you cool with drinking. I was like, cool. I seen the wine on the menu, and I was like, the waiter came, or the waitress, can't remember, And then I said, oh yeah, we're having this wine. And guys, this girl started laughing at my order, laughing at the order, like, nigga, you broke, like, type shit, like, laughing like that. And then I was just like, what are you laughing for? Like, I just checked her, like, what are you laughing for? Like, guys. And then she was like, basically, and she was like, oh, nothing. Guys, I stood up and I dipped. She was ringing my phone. Nah, man, I don't tolerate that. So I just see it as a waste of time. Like, these girls just want to get treated. They want meals. Like, that girl, the girl from the first story, she was saying, are you gonna eat? Probably trying to order a meal on my fucking wallet as well. They're just trying to drain you dry. Like, and guys, I'm not saying, like, I've been on probably like 3 dates in 3 years, like 3 meeting a girl on a dating app, going out with them. But if you go on these dating apps, go to a park. Don't go to the beach. The beach is free. That's why I love being on the coast. Just go to the beach. Hey, let's link up at the beach. You can even buy our ice cream or buy a drink. Easy peasy. But your investment should be super low with a girl that you do not know. Like, I bought a girl an ice cream not too long ago. Yeah, I just don't feel like you need to, like, spend, especially in these times, guys. Like, the money doesn't grow on trees. Man, them are out here working for the bread. Like, it's like I had one of my buddies. He used to go on like 3 dates a week using Hinge and all of this and that. And he had great experience. He was like, "Oh, I love the process of dating. Oh, I have so much fun." Guys, some people are like that. They love that. That's to each their own, innit? But I just feel like it's pointless. I just feel like it's pointless. And yeah, I don't recommend dating apps. But if you're gonna use it, only use it in a place where you don't understand the tongue. Only use it in a place where, let's say, yeah, because the way I see it is like, I don't really go much places. But the moment I leave my house, I have endless opportunities for me to meet women or meet people that I want to meet. So it's like, why should be up on a dating app? It lowers my value. So the way that I would use dating apps before was that I would only be on it for 1 week. Like, you don't want to become a regular, like a standing, like, if you use a dating app for 1 week, and I recommend, before I would recommend updating to the premium versions, but now the prices are crazy. Like, back when I was using it, it was like less than $10 I was paying for, like, the Tinder, because that way you don't have to swipe. Because sitting down on your phone, swiping, that lowers your value. That's a waste of time and energy. So that way, when you use these apps, you can just create your profile, optimize it, and then just leave it. Come back in 4 days, come back in 5 days. If you miss me, you miss me. You shouldn't be on it longer than 2 weeks. You should never be on these dating apps longer than 2 weeks. Use it, see what's there, and then disappear. Approach women in real life. I've never had anything good come from a woman that I met online. I've never had anything long-standing. All my previous relationships, all the women that I've met that I've had like a genuine connection with, I've always met them in real life. If you want something real, you're not going to find her on a dating app.